Deputy Inspector General of Police (DIG) in charge Force Criminal Investigation Department Joseph Obiajulu Egbunike is dead. Egbunike was said to have died around 9 p.m. on March 8, 2022 at the National Hospital, Abuja, where he was rushed after a brief illness. It was learned that DIG Egbunike was feeling uncomfortable during the weekend and on Tuesday went to see his doctor for a checkup, after which he was given drugs and told to go. DIG Egbunike, who recently headed the Special Investigation Panel and investigated the alleged involvement of suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, former commander of the Police Intelligence Response Team (IROT), over the $1.1 million hush-puppy internet fraud, reportedly slumped in his office and died before a medical response could be performed late Tuesday. Egbunike, who had previously served as the DIG in charge of finance and administration before he was appointed DIG investigation, hailed from Onitsha in Anambra State. Meanwhile, Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Akali Baba, his management team, and officers of the Nigerian Police Force are mourning his demise. According to a spokesperson for the police, Chief Superintendent of Police CSP Muyiwa Adejobi, DIG Egbunike was, until his death, the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department and the supervisory DIG in charge of Southeast. DIG Egbunike was a dedicated and seasoned police officer who served the nation in various capacities, including the Commissioner of Police in charge of police accounts and budget. An officer with finesse and commitment to intellectual development, was instrumental to the achievement of giant strides within the police architecture. The Inspector General of Police hereby condoles with the immediate family, relatives, and friends of the deceased DIG who passed away in active service of his fatherland and prays for the repose of his soul. Retired Commissioner of Police Ikechukwu Aduba, who spoke to the Guardian on the telephone, described the late DIG as a patriotic officer. He was a detribalized officer. His death is a huge blow to the Nigerian police force and country. In his condolence message, AIG Ahmed Iyusu said, "My sincere condolences to IGP, the family of the deceased, and the entire Nigerian police force. This is a colossal loss of a bosom friend and a colleague. May the Almighty Lord grant him eternal glory, mercies, peace, and succor." The death of DIG Egbunike has come as a shock to Nigerians, and Nigerians have been raising all sorts. They've been saying, it's been mixed reactions anyway, that this was the person who headed the case that Abba Kyari is standing in for. Before now, concerns have been raised that Abba Kyari should be protected very well, that there are some top persons who they believe that their hands are even involved in this fraud allegation that may want to erase him. So it was last week that a concern was raised that Abba Kyari should be protected. We know a couple of days ago they appeared in court, but that was for the NDLEA allegation. Right now, there are two cases Abba Kyari is facing. The hush puppy one. Federal government has finally agreed that Abba Kyari was going to be extradited to go answer the case that the US FBI has got against him. But in the meantime, NDLEA, they are still pushing their case and they had to appear in court. And even at one point, NDLEA, they were attacked, and most probably they are trying to cover up. They are trying to slow down the process, the US process. But they said no, that they are just following due procedure. So he appeared in court recently. And this shock right now is that this DIG has just slumped and died. But the report right now is telling us that he had a brief illness. So contrary to the one we heard that he just slumped and died. So when it's said that someone just slumped and dies, it means that there was no previous ailment or no sign that anything like that was going to happen, but it was recorded that um, he had some health issues, visited the hospital, they gave him some medications and they told him to go. But he looks like he wasn't still okay because he went to see his doctor over the weekend. He just went for a checkup, which he was given drugs and told to go. He went, and not long after that, he slumped and died. The sort of politics that is played in Nigeria is very dirty. We don't know if this is a natural death, if this is a coincidence, or if there is some underground work. But Nigerians are very suspicious of this that is happening. Now, how come it's just before the time Abba Kyari will be extradited? Because let's not forget that that extradition, US, they are not giving up on it. They are really close marking on Buhari's government. Even before they finally accepted that Abba Kyari was going to be extradited, they started quoting law. Malami was saying that there is due process. You cannot just come and take somebody out of the country and everything. They've been doing everything to just cover him up. But the US, they started kicking. Not until then, the federal government finally accepted that yes, Abba Kyari will be extradited. Well, coming as a shock is the death of DIG. Well, a family currently is in serious mourning, and this is a loss. The IGP, Inspector General of Police, has offered his condolence to the family that Egbunike actually died in service. He died serving his country. We pray that his soul will rest in peace. We also pray that God would rest his soul, and God will give the family the grace to bear this loss. It's very painful if a loved one is lost. It's someone's father, someone's husband, someone's uncle, someone's cousin. We pray that God rest his soul. But with regards to Abba Kyari, Nigerians are now concerned that if this can happen to the DIG, Egbunike, that if he just slump and die, that concern they've been raising regarding Abba Kyari, that it should be looked into, that Abba Kyari needs to be protected. That it looks like there are some top persons who are involved in all of this scandal, who are involved in this allegation, and for a total cover-up, they might just decide to do something to wipe out everybody so that the case will just die. Very unfortunate, the sort of country we are in. Corruption everywhere. And the politics is such a dirty one as well. Very dirty. Well, who knows? Maybe that's why Abba Kyari was pleading, because during the NDLEA hearing, Abba Kyari pleaded that he should not be sent to prison, that he should be left in custody of NDLEA. I'm sure he knows what can happen to him. Very sad. Well, guys, leave us your take. If you feel that there was a foul play here, let us know. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.